birthday was August 17th. This is August, what we call Black August, Black August, where we celebrate our heroes, where we celebrate resistance, when we celebrate pride and culture, and we celebrate this 16th Pan-African landing that we're doing here in Vermont. Thank you.
Amen. Give her another hand. Amen. What did I say earlier? Get understanding. Get understanding. Get understanding. I think there's a book I read about Marcus Garvey. I think the name of the book is The Man with the Hat. And one of its statements in that is a kind of testimonial and, yes, I'll say a testimonial from a Harvard University graduate, happened to be a person of color, Black American. He said he had joined with the indoctrination that drove Marcus Garvey out of this country. And he had done so because of that indoctrination. And then he started to do research in terms of empowerment and in terms of self-esteem that Marcus Garvey preached, shared, educated others with. And he broke down in tears to realize how he had been exploited and used as a pawn to cause other folk to attack other folk. My brothers and sisters, male, female, people of color, don't be tricked by the adversary, because the adversary can come at you in all shapes, forms, and color. There is a lieutenant governor, first of his kind, in South Carolina, who was quoted from a pulpit a few weeks ago that there are some people you just have to kill. I was shocked. I said, are these evangelical white folk doing this? And then I did some more research because I wanted to find out who Mark Robinson was, who would make a statement like this from a pulpit. And his comment was, there's some people you just have to kill. Indoctrination, self-hate, get understanding, move forward in a manner in which love and truth and trust and respect and accountability calls for. That's a vitamin pill that's good for your health. Five-step health plan right there, plus more. Okay, anyone else want to share at the moment? Feeling spiritually driven to do so, intellectually driven to do so. You know, some people think that if you don't read my Bible, then you can't be good and you're, quote, going to hell. Look, there is a spirit of goodness that's in all of us. Let's expand it. Let's move forth with it. Let's share love, truth, trust, respect, accountability. That's what the world needs now. You're part of that world. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for your sharing. All the way from Africa to the U.S. of A. See, the people who enslaved us, there's a difference between being enslaved and being a slave. If you didn't catch that, look it up. But they had one intent. The Most High God had another intent. And so we came here. That intent will take us back to, in our consciousness and or our research, to places like the 14th century when Timbuktu was an oasis in Africa of brilliance, of math and science and astrology and grammar, and I can go on and on. I didn't get that out of the indoctrination curriculum when I went through high school and college and graduate school and all that stuff. There's something about some people in the demonic spirit that wishes to deny and or suppress the truth and the goodness and the love and the respect that we all can share and we all have somewhere here, somewhere here. I like that four-letter word. It's called L-O-V-E. Give yourself a hand.
We had her mother on not long before, Professor Anderson Dewaning of the History Department at St. Michael's. Now we're going to have her daughter. So we just moved from an esteemed elder in Vermont within the black community to an esteemed youth within the black community, and she's going to share her gift of song. Her name is Nadia Duwani. Nadia, please come forward.
Hi there, my name is Nadia, or my artist name is Nana. I'm going to be sharing some songs from my album with you called Dimensions that released earlier this year back in May, my birth month. And I hope you guys enjoy. And if you really, really enjoy it, we have some CDs for sale for about $15 if you'd like to support, the local youth and the local artists and such. So, without further ado, here we go.
So many times, and I'm still here in this moment, waiting to be alone. Yeah, I'm still here in this moment. Can't be alone just yet. What is it you call love? Do you even have to touch a gentle, warm embrace, or a passionate taste? It's up to you to come quick. Gotta let the feelings stick. You know you're in the mix, and if it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. The fear of love, possible betrayal, the inevitable fear of the truth unveiled. And so I question the night. You are the love of my life. I've said that so many times, and we're still here in this moment. Never alone again. We're still here in this moment. Never alone again. Oh in this moment,
Thank you. That one was called In This Moment. This next one is based off of a story that I came up with in my head. It's about this guy who invites this girl out to this funky disco club. But the thing about it is, he decides to just talk and dance with other people and not the person he invited. And that's mean, right? We can all collectively agree that that's rude, right? Yeah. So I wrote this as the girl's response, and this song is called Idea Something New, and I hope you enjoy. I can't start this without you. These feelings are not something new. When it's time for our cue, you find something else to do. It's like you're bored with me. It's like you wanna see someone else at this party, but you invited me. I've got an idea, how about maybe you don't bring me along next time? You need to chill out, you say, and maybe both of us will be fine. How much more will it take for you to just be mine? I've been way too patient and way too kind. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 oh, yeah. All these flashing lights make me dizzy anyway. I think I'm gonna leave, but you turn around and beg me to stay. Let go of me, I've had enough of you tonight. Remember this karma, cause it's gonna come back to bite. You've changed a lot, but I've changed way too much for you. I wish you good luck when you finally find someone else to do. Don't try to guilt trip me, I know who you are. While you're in the dust, I'm gonna be a rising star. I've got an idea, maybe you'll bring me along next time. How much more will I take for you to just be mine? I've been way too patient and way too kind. Yeah. Thank you. This next one is probably my favorite off of the album. It's called Wishing. It's very deep and meaningful and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You can't expect me to face my damn fears when I haven't dried up all my tears. Waited for the day to be over, then grows a year. Somewhere or something I know how to organize, but I still have doubts about myself. I still can't fit into my own crowd. Go away, away, go away, away, go away, away into the dark and tell me what to say. Go away, away into the dark, and I will meet you someday. I keep on wishing of something started, I'm stronger, but I keep missing, yeah. I keep on wishing of flowers and gardens that I could just make on my own. I keep on wishing, barely departed, I just restarted a listing, wishing I could just do this alone. No. I keep on wishing, yeah.
question me about what my own strength is. Not on the review, don't you put that on the dang quiz. I keep my feelings inside, afraid to let them out, afraid of people judging me on my account. Some doubt, but first I'll scream and shout. Gonna recount the amount without the people who aren't allowed. I really hope you're proud, don't you know? Like the river, I go with the flow. You were always here to watch me grow, and in your arms I can't be alone. I'm trying to stack up these problems, trying so hard to solve them. Even with titles I call them, I just can't stop them. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Since I don't talk about them, I've just got nothing to show. Why, oh why, why, oh why? Has nothing happened to me? Have I not changed? This repetition of problems cannot remain the same. I'm on the way. There's something on the way, and I don't think we should stay. I keep on wishing you of doing things on my own.
Thank you. This last song is not from the album, but it came off of my second EP called Prologue. I really hope you guys enjoyed this performance. And let's end off with a banger of sorts.
I feel like starting something. I'll put it out into the sky. If you try to come and catch me, I don't wanna be right. It's okay to feel nothing, but don't forget you have a life. If you wanna come and hold me now, I'll admit it's alright. Putting my hands up to the sky. It's okay, baby, you'll be alright. Feel it in my bones, shaking, so surprised. Panic attack, don't wanna die. Feel the music ringing in my eardrums. What did I take to make me feel so numb? Take me home, don't know you, but I'll take the risk. Those memories always make me sick. In the car ride home, crying in my seat. Wish someone was here who could watch me weep. Didn't know if you just wanted me to sleep. Hopefully when I leave, I'll be in one piece. I'll be up all night. Don't wanna be alone tonight. You could hold me tight, and I'll admit it's alright. Putting my hands up to the sky. It's okay, baby, you'll be alright. Feel it in my bones, shaking, so surprised. Panic attack, don't wanna die. Feel the music ringing in my eardrums. What did I take to make me feel so numb? Take me home, don't know you, but I'll take the risk. Those memories always make me sick.
Thank you guys so much.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
My bad. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Nana. I have some business cards that I could pass around with, my information and my social media and my music on it if you like. And lastly, before I go, I just wanted to say it's very important to learn your history and be aware of injustices in the world. And with that notion, I would like to say free Congo, free Sudan, and free Palestine. Thank you guys so much for this. Have a good day, guys. Oh, where should I put the microphone?
Nana Duani, thank you so much. Well, we got a full agenda still ahead of us, so be patient and enjoy the time together. I want to, if the representative from the Secretary of State's office, if he, she, or he is here, that we're going to familiarize you with the importance of voting this year, this time around. As you know, the topics, the issues, the candidates can't be more different than they are. And so, yes, share the good news, the important news about voting.
Hello, everyone. Ooh, microphones are not my friend. Hi, my name is Robin. I work in the Secretary of State's office. I'm here to get folks registered. I'll be here till 3 o'clock right over there. Some quick things to know about the upcoming election is that everyone's going to receive a ballot in the mail. And so town clerks are going to start printing those ballots in just a couple of weeks. So you can register to vote up until the day of the election. But if you want to receive your ballot in the mail, it's a really good idea to register in the next 2 weeks so that you get it and it'll arrive to your house, and that will be hopefully very easy. Another thing we want everyone to know is that this year we have a brand new voter guide. It's part of the My Voter page. I have lots of information about it over at our table, but you'll be able to pull up your ballot and look at candidate statements and find social media and website for all of the candidates on your ballot so you can make some decisions before you mail back your vote. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's been really beautiful, and I think that's all I got.
Along with the Secretary of State's office, there's also voter registration that can take place at the UU desk over here. So please, let's take advantage of that important opportunity. Voting is not just a privilege, it is a right, a sacred right, and so please take advantage of it. Is lunch here yet? Somebody raise your hand if lunch is here yet. If not, we're going to continue to serenade you with music until it arrives, and to let you know several important things that are taking place. During the day, we're going to have a conversation of men talking to men, black men talking to black men, black women talking to black women, and the person who was up here not long ago talking about Marcus Garvey, her name, by the way, is Nkechi Taifa. She is an attorney who has been involved in the reparations movement for over 40 years. She is really the matriarch of the reparations movement, and so she's going to share with you her thoughts and her experience on that topic. So until the lunch arrives, which should be very soon, we're going to ask you to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the music of the day. Take care. One more friend of mine, from Mia Schultz, director of the NAACP in Rutland and Bennington. Welcome to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yes, my name is Mia Schultz, and I am the president of the Rutland area NAACP, which also covers Bennington, Rutland, and Addison counties. And it's a pleasure to be here with you today. The NAACP is a 115-year-old civil rights organization, the longest running civil rights organization in the United States. And our mission is to eradicate racial discrimination through laws and policies, and to breed social inclusion, belonging, and all the things. It's a pleasure to be here today. I also wear another hat because as the president of NAACP, we do not get paid. We are volunteers, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to do that. but I also am, in my day job, the commissioner of the Vermont Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And this is a commission who was born out of legislation. In fact, Pastor Thomas is really pivotal and critical part of that legislation to make that happen. And so it's a privilege to be here to speak about that work, which is pretty temporary. We are going to be hearing the truths of people who have experienced discrimination through Vermont laws and policies in the next 3 years. And it will end in June 2027. And with that, we will be providing recommendations to the state, to the governor, to the legislature about things that need to happen to make these stories never happen again. And so we are really looking forward to hearing the voices of people here in this park, in this gathering today, giving you a safe space to talk about those things and find ways that we can come to reconciliation together. And so it will take all of our communities to do that. And thank you all for having us today. We have a table over there which has a brochure on ways that you can get involved in both of the organizations that I serve in. Thank you so much.
Mia Schultz, Director of the NAACP of Southwest Vermont. It's so good to have you here. I should let you also know that the power and the force and the spirit and the magnitude behind this First African Landing Day, the 6th annual First African Landing Day, is the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance. Their table is over there. And also the Richard Kemp Center, as was mentioned earlier, there's a shuttle between Intervale and the Richard Kemp Center to show you the other part of First African Landing Day's commemoration program that is taking place there. Become familiar with those two organizations, those two entities within our state, because they are vital as far as Black and brown folk issues that we are concerned about and interested in. They are vital to our health and wellness in this state. So get to know them better as we hope to get to know you better. The force behind the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance is the Reverend Mark Hughes, and the force behind the Richard Kemp Center is his wife, his spouse, Christine Kemp Hughes. So thank you both for your energy and your efforts. And we also want to thank all the volunteers and the booth, the people who have come together to enhance this time together. So thank you for being here. And now, without further ado, let's provide a bit of music. And when the lunch arrives, we'll let you know.
At the same time, I try my best to be involved, like, be present, you know. So what's happening is because people are moving in, there is some issue with the school building itself, just like there was at Burlington High School. So it's like, you know.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm representing the Vermont Department of Health for the First African Landing Day. We're here with our resources for health and wellness, from smoking cessation to, we got Narcan kits, and we got some advice on diabetes, and super happy to be here.
Hi there, my name is Kathy, and I'm here at First African Landing Day 2024 at the Intervale, and we are holding a voter registration table because voting is so important, and we're here at First African Landing Day because our neighbors of color, our Black neighbors, are so important to our community, and the offerings that they have here are spectacular. If you don't make it this year, I hope you make it another time and register to vote.
We are from Champlain Housing Trust. We're an affordable housing group here in Northwest Vermont, celebrating our 40th year, providing housing from rental housing all the way up to our shared equity home ownership program. And we're just happy to be here today talking to people about some of our programs and celebrating an important day here in Burlington.
Hello, this is Andy Perchlik. I'm with the Department of Public Service, the State Energy Office. We're here at the First African Landing Day 2024 to talk to people that are here at the event about our Solar for All Vermont program. This is a solar program that we have through an EPA grant of $62 million to bring solar to just regular Vermonters. In the past, it's been folks, Vermonters of more upper incomes that have been able to afford solar. This grant is focused on lower income Vermonters, Vermonters that are renters, Vermonters that live in affordable housing, how they can benefit from more solar in Vermont. So we'll be providing incentives for homeowners to put solar on their homes. We'll be providing incentives for renters so that they can get credit on their electric bill to reduce their electric bill, and just see how much solar we can have in Vermont that can benefit Vermonters.
Welcome. We're here with Pathways Vermont today. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on ending homelessness in Vermont and alternative mental health solutions. I'm here with, my name is Justin, and I'm here with April, who works with our community center. Do you want to say a little bit about that?
Definitely. The Pathways Community Center is located in the heart of the Old North End. We're here first and foremost for community, get to know your neighbors, hang out. We offer peer support in group and one-on-one settings. That's really about, like, if you have struggles that you're going through, our staff has been there too, and we're here to talk about it with you. We also provide employment support. We have various support groups like Hearing Voices, and we really just want to be a place to go where you can get involved in your community and connect with others.
Oh, I'm registered. I know it. I don't have no issues with that. Trust me. Well, feel free to practice. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm about to go practice. I told Allie to keep an eye on you. Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Okay. All right. See you soon.
Yeah. That's where everything's gonna be. And if you don't. Hi there, my name's Robin Palmer. I work for the Vermont Secretary of State, and we're so happy to be here today registering voters. Besides registering voters, we're also answering lots of questions. The main thing we want everyone to know is that if you have a question about where your polling place is or what time it's open, or if your mail-in ballot's been received, if you vote by mail, you can do all of that on the My Voter page, which is at mvp.vermont.gov. And we're really excited to have our first ever voter guide that's going to be coming out in late September. You can access it at your My Voter page.
We can tell you some stories. Right. We can tell you some stories. And it's all
Absolutely.
With so much coded language. Right. Especially with natural flavors. It ain't nothing natural and natural flavors.
No, definitely not. You know, what I learned is when it says non-GMO, right? I'm like, all right, I might have a chance there. So that means that everything that don't say non-GMO is GMO. You know, like even like the cup of noodles.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today here at the First African Landing Day. I'm Joe Buford from New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church, where I serve as one of the deacons there in the congregation. Here we're just celebrating, fellowshipping with Reverend Hughes and the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance in this magnificent occasion. A couple of things that we have here on the table that we're talking about. One is just giving information here about New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church. It's been here in the Burlington community area. We started 35 years ago, over 35 years ago. We're going to celebrate our church anniversary, 36 years, this upcoming November. So find us out on social media, New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church. Also, with our women in the upper room, we have some giveaways that we're giving here in preparation for our upcoming Women's Prayer Breakfast, which will be September 21st. And tickets for Zoom are $10 and in person is $30. It will be celebrated at the Winooski Community Center at 32 Malice Bay, Winooski on September 21st. Also, if you know someone that's in need of a backpack, we got several backpacks and supplies here for individuals that may need a backpack going back to school, or if you're continuing school. Reach us out, let us know. You can find us at New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church, again on Facebook for those that's on that, or you can send us an email at nambc.802-198@gmail.com. So appreciate your time. listening to us here at First African Landing Day, and thank you for putting on this magnificent occasion, and thank you for taking the time to come speak with me for CCTV. Thank you.
Hello, this is Rajni Edens, poet, author, facilitator, educator here for African Landing Day at the Intervale in Burlington, Vermont. We are so happy to be honoring our ancestors, celebrating the legacy, the narrative, the stories of Black people, and all the things we've experienced. It's an opportunity for us to commemorate the beauty, the brilliance, the resilience of our people, and to affirm new generations to come in that same endeavor. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here, to be present, to give thanks for another day of life, to bring life and energy and positivity to our people's legacy, and to create more memories in the same fashion.
Hi, I'm Vicky LaRose, and I'm here at the First African Landing Day in honors of what happened 400 years ago in the 1619 Project. And we're here just celebrating. And I was blessed to be able to set up my space here for Travelers Imperium Co. Here, health is wealth. What goes in must go out. And my specialty tea is rosebud tea. You guys could check me out at therealvickylaroseshow.com, or you could message me on Instagram at _TRVLRS. Health is wealth. What goes in must come out.
Conductive, so it heats up as you're closing it, and it holds the place. That one is 25. And believe it or not, I make jewelry. I don't wear it too much, so when it comes to my she's like, oh no.
I didn't realize that was on team of British. The other side, right? These guys are amazing. Okay, y'all bring it in, I know. I haven't had it before. Vegan jerk chicken. Vegan.
Everything over here is vegan. I told you I should have tried this.
That's not different. You want the jerk chicken or the wrap? Deuces. Somebody call some deuces.
Once again, I'm Max Parthis. I'm the National Campaign Coordinator for the Abolish Slavery National Network. That's the organization that has been changing state constitutions across the country in partnership with organizations like the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance, who abolished slavery in 2022 right here in this state. We're celebrating our anniversary today. And we will be providing an online presentation at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard on all social media platforms under Abolition Nation. That's Abolition Nation. So if you want to check out our anniversary event, we're going to have some wonderful speakers and talk about the past, the present, and the future of slavery abolition in the United States. Thank you very much.
And when it comes to, a lot of people might hear that information and go, hold on, in Vermont, slavery is still around? Are you talking about indentured servitude? Is that the form? Because there's still a trickle of the effects of slavery still in effect, and the work to be done to dispel that is what you were mentioning in reference to the abolition of slavery work that was done by the Racial Justice Alliance here in Vermont.
Yes. It includes indentured servitude, or rather involuntary servitude. Here in Vermont, this is the first state that introduced an exception clause for slavery in their state constitution. You did it in 1777. So I'm very happy that you removed those exception clauses in 2022. You actually had 3 of them. One allowed for slavery if you chose to be a slave after the age of 18. Another one allowed for slavery if you didn't pay your bills and the like, whatever the like may mean. And the final one was the one that we see in many state constitutions, which allowed for slavery as a punishment for crime. So those are the three ways Vermont was able to continue slavery throughout the years up until 2022. And now that we have abolished that language from your state constitution, we're beginning phase 2 of our efforts across the country, which is to challenge the badges and incidents of slavery without the protection of a federal or a state constitution. That's never been done before. And at this moment, we have class action lawsuits in states where we've abolished it, like Alabama, Colorado, Tennessee, Louisiana. They all have class action lawsuits now challenging these badges and incidents, like involuntary servitude, where people are punished if they refuse to work for free. So yes, we continue to work on that, and we are very appreciative of this state's efforts and the people behind it, like Brother Mark Hughes and Christine Hughes and the Racial Justice Alliance and so many others. And you, thank you very much, my brother.
Appreciate you. All right, that's big information right there. You hear a lot of unsupported quote-unquote facts. It's great to have some data-driven information to share with you, so you can't just talk out the side of your face, right, without relative information. So thank you so much to the combined efforts of Maximum Impact. Did you say South Carolina? South Carolina. South Carolina. Traveled here from South Carolina, heading back tomorrow, and check out the live stream that you'll be doing at 5 p.m. on Abolition Nation, right? Just search Abolition Nation. It'll take you right where you need to go. Thank you for your presence here. Thank you for doing the work. A lot of that is a part of the motto, the flagship motto, not only of Richard Kemp, but of course the Racial Justice Alliance, the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance. So thank you for sharing space. Did that grab your attention? Did that pique your appetite for more? And I say that pun intended. I hope you're enjoying the food. Please give great feedback if you're waiting. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to get back to the music, and in a short while, we're going to, well, actually, in the next, I would say 2 or so minutes, we're going to, before we get to the choir, the New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church, we're actually going to bring in Rajni Edens. Thank you all for your patience, and I know today might be an active day in a lot of ways, but thank you for your presence. But just to make sure we have everyone be able to hold space on the stage, we'll go ahead and get a little bit more of the program inserted. So Rajni Edens will be gracing the stage in just a moment to share a few of his works. Please feel free to check out his table and to pick up any one of those bodies of works, the poetic bodies of works that he has. So in just a few moments, you'll be hearing from Rajni Edens, but until then, enjoy a little bit more tunes. And of course, if you're already enjoying the food, please feel free to do so in this great weather. Once again, happy first African Landing Day, the 6th edition.
I wanna freak you as soon as it can be. I wanna know, you leaving with your friends after this, or you coming with me? Which one? You don't think I can keep up? Tell me, what does that mean? We can go fast or slow, either way. After this, what you wanna freak to? I said you should just let me freak you. I said you should just. I wanna freak you. I said you should just let.
Attention, please. Are you guys getting used to my voice already? All right, once again, big shout out to Reverend Thomas for being your MC for this evening. Big respect to Reverend Thomas. And of course, my name is Kenroy Walker, but you can call me Roy. If you don't know what Roy means in French, I learned that when I came to Vermont, that Roy in French is a certain distinction of royalty. And it made me feel a little special. But my artist name is Roy Truth. I do like to host space and to share space with you. So a big shout out to the Richard Kemp Center. And of course to Mark and Christine Hughes for just being a welcome, just a welcome body organization that's doing the work here. So without further ado, please bring your attention to Rajni Edens, our local and about to be international recognized poet. All right, and of course many other things, actor and activist. So big respect to you. Please bring your attention to the stage.
Peace community, how y'all feeling? I say, how y'all feeling? All right. Happy African Landing Day. It's a blessing to be here with you all. I see my glorious melanated people in the atmosphere. I want to share a few pieces in honor of the day, in honor of our folks. We know there's so much challenge and so many trials going on around the world in terms of the need for peace, for love, for positive affirmation. But this poem is in honor and in solidarity with all oppressed peoples, people experiencing warfare, so the world may know peace. Say, the world may know peace. Say, may the world know peace. Yes, this is a piece called I'd Like There to Be a War Where Nobody Came. It's by my mother, Randy Edens, who started the first Black Writers group in the Northwest, known as the African American Writers Alliance. And it's in honor of us recognizing how valuable peace is and that no war can continue if we choose not to fight. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. That's your part. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. Where the gunners didn't show and the flyers didn't flow like a river carrying death to those below. Where artillery moved too slow, missed the boat and the whole dang show. And we all refused to go, I said, we all refused to go. I'd like there to be a war where I'd like there to be a war where the infantry said no, in clip tones that taste of snow. And the bombers stated clear, they won't go in any ear. And sharpshooters closed their eyes, much to the brass' great surprise. And there was peace with no reprise. We chose the peace with no reprise. I'd like there to be a war where I'd like there to be a war where we first would check ourselves, see what our causes do foretell, tweak what tweaking would do well, then maybe check ourselves again. Remembering some crazy macho win does not signify a win, cannot signify a win. So I'll say it once again, I'd like there to be a war where I'd like there to be a war where we'd like there to be a war where wouldn't you? Give it up for yourselves. All right. I'm going to share a classic piece right now. May this one be an echoed refrain throughout the world. It's honoring the beauty, the brilliance, the power, the strength, the endurance, the boundless genius and creativity of Black people, time immemorial. And it's called Beautiful Sun-Kissed People. And you know who you is. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. Walking miracles, unfolding parables, ancient scrolls and ocean's throes. Love be a rose adorning your ears. This morning will not bring mourning nor a thorn in tears. This forever moment is shorn of fears. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. We are on the cusp of overthrowing overseers, light years beyond heckles and jeers. No more tanning our hides while Dr. Jekyll steers. This love is sheer, transparent and near, as dear as your closest relatives here. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. No conversation on us being equal, just entertaining the thought is evil. We weave full, fully woven, lost and found, traded and stolen, but look what the eye beholding. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Golden, black and free and ebony, mahogany and mocha bee, chocolate Haagen-Dazs can't see. Rivers running melanin, shallow men be monitoring, but Most High got it all intents and purposes in sovereign skin. Watch as this their poem ascends, journeying and frolicking. Summer breezes talking with the autumn wind, how winter just won't break our stride. Too much spring and stuff for us to hide. Our victory is justified. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Solar rise with older ties, our currency ain't tokenized. We close to those focused and wise, whose feet arise on open skies. We white supremacy eulogizing, Blessed ministry, New Horizon, and desperate attempts at euphemizing our brilliance to futile lies still will never neutralize. Too many youth been euthanized. Fed sweet as prey to tooth decay, but truthfully our rootful way has truth to say, adorns the night, salutes the day, in beauty that the stars obey. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. And I relate to you so musically, and oh, the joy it brings. Like, if you can, please stand and place your hand on your heart. Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Let earth and heaven ring in sacred oath, 'cause after all we are betrothed to wondrous wonders of untold, great grand good fortune that broke the mold. Can't buy us off with moldy bread. We've more than crumbs inside our heads, and crust just will not satisfy when banquets alone are ours divine. We walk in gourmet grandma made, deliciousness in every shade. Say sun-kissed people. Say beautiful, blessed, bountiful, sun-kissed people. All right. I praise the path that plants our flag, squarely in earth a self-made basking, a glorious newfound approach that predators cannot encroach, that parasites and wayward folks at a mere glimpse will cough and choke. See, this radiance is brighter still than every sun that lights a hill. It calls from something deep within and pours from vocal cords and pen. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. I'm nourished just to see you. You furnish my living room with life abundant, killing gloom. You water every plant I have and flourish my gardens green and vast. Sing lullabies to my inner child and soothe all fears of foul defile. You spray me with your sense of grace and lovingly embrace my face. Say, I am you and we are race that founded every human trace. Say, sun-kissed people. I wake with your poems on my tongue. In my chest I hear your drum. From my lips I hear you hum. It gets me high and drunk as rum. On you I am forever spun. Your melanin I'll never shun. With you I am forever one. Has there been better? Never one. Say, sun-kissed people. I bequeath these odes to you, your next of kin and children too, and their children's 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 view will yet still match your vibrant hue. You supernatural sorcery to walk in temples gorgeously, shaming cathedrals far and near, make a white Christ pale in the mirror. Sun-kissed children, you are it. Don't let nobody tell you shh, unless they fertilize in soil, to grow a rose regal and royal, to don a rose upon a rose of red and black and green and gold, so poetically bestowed, it dignifies your inner throne. Sun-kissed children, marvelous, miraculous magnificence, outlandishly so unabashed, unapologetic sass, ultra-magnetic blackness, the right goddess on your epitaph. That's blasphemy, surely, right? Because we know true gods never die. Sun-kissed children, you kiss my eyes with all that sunshine you applying. I say I'm in love for true, because you are me and I am you. From head to toe and all between, I love these princes, kings, and queens. I even find you in my dreams. And when I wake, I vow to breathe, and breathe to vow. with every vowel and consonant I can pronounce. Announce the cosmos all your feats, build castles for your sweet retreats, goose feathered pillows, black satin sheets, a sacred lounge to rest your crown from all them wounds been crying out. Sun-kissed people have no doubt, you're all I am, what I'm about. Can't tell my story without your page, every chapter'd be erased. You stole my line so seamlessly. We vibe on higher frequency. So let's not love in secrecy. My sun-kissed people, we be's the key. Happy African Landing Day, y'all. Make some noise. We love y'all. Keep shining. Black 365.
Let's give another round of applause to what I refer to as the Vermont's Poet Laureate, Rajni Edens. I want to now bring to you the choir, New Alpha Missionary Baptist Choir, to come on up and inspire us with the music you bring. New Alpha Missionary Baptist Choir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I want to say welcome to everyone. We are the New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church Choir. We're so happy to be here. And, you know, the Lord has certainly smiled on us because look at this weather. Yes. We couldn't have ordered it up better, right? Okay, so I'm really, really excited to be here. And that's like, okay.
One second.
We really are excited to be here and share our passion with you. So we are prayerful that everything is well with you, but if not, we come to give you hope.
Yes.
Amen. There we go.
right mind. He's worthy, a 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 worthy. He's worthy of all the praise. Yeah, Lord. Yeah, worthy. Woo! Worthy, 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 worthy. Glory. He's worthy. Yes, worthy. It's good to know Jesus. It's good to know Jesus. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Jesus. It's good to know Jesus. He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Jesus. It's good to know Jesus. He's my joy and sorrow, hope for tomorrow. It's good to know the Lord. I love the Lord because He heard my cry and He pitied every groan. Long as I live and troubles rise, I'll haste Him to the throne. Oh, it's good to know. It's good to know Jesus. It's good to know Jesus. He's the lily of the valley, a bright and morning star. It's good to know the Lord. Yeah, come on, It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord. It's good to know Him. It's good to know the Lord.
He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
It's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to know the Lord.
New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church Choir. Now you know how important it is to have a black spiritual presence in Vermont. Let's give it up again for New Alpha Missionary Church Choir. Jonathan, you want to say a few words about?
You can stay right there. Good afternoon, Burlington.
Good afternoon.
Who loves gospel music? Thank you. Is there anybody who does not love gospel music? What is not to love? There is good news all the time. It is not in the news all the time, but there's good news all the time, and that's what we are singing about. And Pastor Arnold and I would like to extend an invitation to you. So if there's any part of what just happened that made you think, oh, I like that, that's all that you need to have some more. So we have a choir that we are trying to get started. It seems crazy as a special, well, I'm no longer a guest, as a transplant to Vermont, that Burlington does not have a gospel choir. Everybody else, it seems, has a gospel choir except for Burlington. So Pastor Arnold and I, for over a year, have been trying to figure out how to make that happen. And it goes on the list of things sometimes you just have to do to begin. So even before Kamala gave us the charge, we decided to do something, which is start a choir. So I will let Pastor Arnold extend the invitation. But as the musician, I'll just say again, there's no prerequisite to singing gospel music other than a desire to sing gospel music. So if you have been a singer in a choir before, we would love to have you. If you've been a singer in a different kind of choir before, we would love to have you. If you've only sung in the shower, or you're an aspiring singer and you're like, oh, with a little bit of training, I think maybe I could sing, we would love to have you. So please, when Pastor Arnold extends this invitation, take it as your personal invite to come. No long-time commitments, no signing on dotted lines, other than come, try it out, and let the music move you so you can move somebody else.
So we finally have found a place where we can start rehearsing and harmonizing together. It's going to take place at Aiken Hall at Champlain College, and we're hoping to get people signed up. So if you're interested in trying out this gospel choir, touch base with Jonathan Elwanger, touch base with him, let him sign you up, and we will be in touch with you so that you can be in touch with the spirit that moves us all.
Or give Arnold your contact information. And when he said try out, he meant just come give it a go. There are no tryouts. There are no auditions. There's no minimum requirement. You don't have to be able to do anything except come. All those who are willing, let them come. So see Arnold, see me, we would love to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. And
all right. Let me get in front of them. Yeah. Okay, so once again, if you haven't received or gotten your free, I said free raffle, right? free. We're gonna do a brief drawing of that raffle really quick. Make sure you have, I got mine, because, I did say free raffle, right? Right? So I do have mine. Does anyone have theirs? We're gonna do a raffle call in about a minute. Yeah, once I get the basket in. Cheryl, shout out to Cheryl there by the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance tent. And in a moment, we'll do a drawing off the raffle, but it'll give you a little bit more. Yeah. It gives everyone time to grab their ticket. So if you haven't grabbed a ticket, here comes Cheryl with the with the blue raffle, the bundle of raffles. Please feel free to grab some last-minute tickets. You never know. There's some great. We have the raffle table. We have a lot of contributions from from the different tables that are here, and great value for each. So make sure you grab a raffle, and we'll be doing really quickly our first drawing, and you'll be able to select an item from the raffle table for each person that has the draw. So I hope you all are here with your raffle tickets, and we will begin in just a moment. Actually, yeah, let's give everybody about a minute or so to gather their tickets, and then we'll start that shortly. So we'll jump into a little bit of a vibe with DJ Diversity, and then we'll get right into the raffle.
I want to call Reverend Mark Hughes up if he's in the place, and then we're going to introduce you to one of our really honored guest speakers, Nkechi Taifa. I introduced her earlier, but she's really the power behind and the inspiration behind the reparations movement. She was the personal advisor to Congressman John Conyers of Michigan, who really moved this effort along. She was there in the room with him, consulting him and advising him and helping to direct that effort. So we're going to be blessed with her presence and her experience sometime very shortly after this. But right now I want to bring Mark Hughes, Reverend Mark Hughes, to say a few words. And really he is the source and inspiration behind this effort, along with his wife, Christine Kemp Hughes. Mark, you here? Yeah. Mark, Reverend Mark Hughes. Bring yourself up here, my friend. Here he comes. One of the busiest men on the planet here. But he deserves to be acknowledged and thanked and celebrated for the work and mission that he's done here. Come on up, my brother.
Woo, woo, woo. Hey! I say it again. Hey! I'm gonna say it one more time. Hey! Somebody ought to make some noise up in here. How many people are happy today? It's not just about good weather. It's about good people. How many people believe that? It's about good people, right? It's about good intentions. It's about a good spirit. There's a pleasant spirit that's on this place today. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? How many people have eaten already? How many people have eaten? How many people have eaten? Don't be trying to not raise your hand so you can get some more food, okay? I know you ate. I was watching you, and I'm looking right at you, and your hand ain't up. So how many people? Okay, all right, now we're doing it. Okay, you know I'm watching. Ain't that food good? Oh my God! Yes. So there's so many good things happening today. I just got a few shout outs. I want to acknowledge a few folk. They're probably not here, Christina. They're probably not here, Kali. But if y'all could make y'all's way up here, Matthias, and who else is it? Don't get me started. So if y'all can start, get the people and come up here. There are four youth that actually planned First African Landing Day. You're not listening to me. So there are four 4 16-year-olds, 15 and 16-year-olds. Here they come. There are 4 15 and 16-year-olds that actually planned First African. Come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all clap until they get up here. Keep clapping until they get up here. And you better not stop clapping. Come on, y'all. Y'all, come on. Keep clapping! These 4 youth here, these folks right here, they planned this whole event themselves. So could you please give it up for Dalib, for Kali, for Matthias, and for Christina for rocking this thing this year. First African Landing Day in Chin Chin. Yeah. So they had no idea that I was going to call them up on the stage today. They didn't have any idea. And this, right now, honestly, can I stand between y'all? Somebody better get some pictures of us. These good-looking youth here, get some pictures of us. Don't we look good? I mean, at least they do. So they didn't know I was going to call them up today. They didn't know. But look how courageous these folks are. Look how awesome they are. And I'm finna go sit down for a minute. And I just want y'all to stay up here for a second. And I just want you to each of you just to say a few words. You don't have to say much, or you can talk for the rest of the afternoon. So Christina, you can start off, and you could just say, if you could just tell us a little bit about your experience and your thoughts on the event, and I'll get out the way.
Okay. This is my second year with Mark. Last year, I planned the youth space, just the youth space, but this year I helped plan the whole thing, and honestly, it was kind of stressful, but it was really fun working with my brother and my friends. Yeah.
This is my first year working with Mark, and it wasn't really stressful for me at all, actually. I feel like every day I worked here, worked with Mark, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the journey, and yeah, every second of it was just a lot of joy for me, at least.
This is also my first year with Mark. I enjoyed a lot planning First African Landing Day. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, as I did too, and I'm ready for what's more to come in my journey.
Hi, I'm Kali, and I had a lot of fun planning First African Landing Day, even though me and Christina did most of the work. This is my first year working with Mark, but I did know him for a while, and he recruited me to be part of the Racial Justice Alliance, and I expect to continue being invited, each year, of course. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the event, and go get some food. Yes.
In Chin Chin.
Thanks, y'all. Shout out for these youth. 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 I want you to feel me. I want you to. You can keep that up. Just take it down a little bit. You can keep it up, though. Just take it down a little bit. So listen. This is what we want to do as we're continuing to do this work. We've got to bring our youth with us. We've got to bring these youth with us. We cannot be, we're too old for this. We're getting too old for this. So we got to keep bringing these youth with us, because this is our legacy. I'm Reverend Mark Hughes. I'm the Executive Director of the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance. Welcome to First African Landing Day. I'll be back with you later.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. And Gigi, be patient. We'll have you in just a few minutes. Kenroy, say a few words.
Okay, so once again, we're going to do a quick raffle draw. I believe we have that, but right before we do it, a big shout out to the sponsors that make this possible. So the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance is thrilled to have key sponsors of our annual flagship cultural empowerment event, Vermont First African Landing Day. And those sponsors include Vermont Office of Racial Equality, the Vermont Community Foundation, Pathways Vermont, big shout out to Pathways Vermont for being here, Northfield Savings Bank, Champlain Housing Trust, Chittenden County RPC, Communities Planning Together. Big shout out to the Janet S. Munit Family Room, Parent-Child Center. And I believe, and if there's any other, let me double check. Yeah, and if you do want to be a sponsor in the future for our 2025 Vermont First African Landing Day, please check the First African Landing VT.org website. If you'd like to be a part of future sponsorships, sponsors are the heart of what makes this event possible each year, and we're placing all of our sponsors on the website this year and making space for your banner and tabling at the commemoration. We ask that we are asking donors to table alongside the main stage and inviting you to join our 2025 Vermont First African Landing Day Advisory Panel. So once again, if you want more about that, please check out First African Landing Day VT.org. All right, it is time for us to draw from our raffle. I have a quick request, but I'll grab it. All right, I have the raffle basket. So please have your tickets ready. I'm going to pick the first three. Once you have heard your number, please head over to my left. Thank you, Reverend Thomas. Please head over to my left. Cheryl, who's been so awesome in handing out the tickets, she'll be there at the table where you can pick, or I will be telling you what your raffle win is. So if I tell you what your raffle win is, you'll be getting your winning raffle prize at the table. And of course, if I say go over and pick from one of the items, you'll be able to select of your choice one of the winning prizes. So, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. We're doing the shaking, we're doing the shaking. First number. They all start with 281, so you can get that out of the way, right? The 2816, I believe. The last three, we got 2816, 880. All right, look at that. Right? Shout out to our first raffle winner. That's one. All right, really quick. Please make your way to the table to pick up your raffle winning. Please make your way to my left, your right, and you'll be able to pick from the raffle. Next number, 2816, 906, 906. Raffle ticket going once, 906 going twice. All right, we are out with that one. Let's get another one in here. 2816, 951. Look at that. Please head over to the table to pick up your winnings. There's another one. One more. All right, I'm gonna throw that one in there and mix it up. Once again, if you've won, please make your way over to the table to win your item of choice. One item of choice from our sponsors. So that is and I'm gonna do two more, and I'm gonna do it in quick. Oh, that's a lot. All right, 898. Once again, 2816, 898. Going once. Going twice. All right, next one. 2816874. 874. Did anyone win? Is anyone coming? All right, if that's 874, congratulations. Please make your way over to the raffle table to pick your prize of choice. All right, I'm gonna make it a little bit more exciting. These two winning tickets will be able to receive each a select meal, a plate from Harmony's Kitchen, soul food. Right? Yeah. You guys excited for this? Here we go. 2817019. Is that you? 019? Yeah, so we have our first to receive a soul food dinner plate. All right, the next one is 2816998. 998. 998. I see what you're doing there. Oh, 998 going once. 998 going twice. All right, we'll try it again. Let's see how that works. All right, last for our $40 ticket. This is a $40 plate. 2816888. That's manifestation if you ever seen it. Oh, look at the cordial. Oh, that was dope. Please make your way over to the raffle table to pick up the second. And make sure you tell Harmony when you see her that you got this from the first African Landing Day celebration, the 6th annual, right? This is one of the Harmony specials, right? So if you haven't heard about Harmony's Kitchen, I really want to give affirmation to the entrepreneur spirit that's here within the community, providing great food, right, to the community. And that was the first part of our raffle. We're going to do this raffle until everything on that table is out. You get a selection of either item. Thank you for all the contributors to the raffle. I don't know if I have the list of them. I don't know, but we can kind of go back over them. But we're good for this moment, and we'll continue with the remainder of the program. Thank you so much for your attention, and once again, happy first African Landing Day.
Thank you, Ken Roy. Thank you, Reverend Mark Hughes. And thank you and congratulations to all the winners. It is now time to introduce one of the guest speakers that came from out of state to be here with us. And she is a powerhouse guest speaker. You heard her a little bit earlier doing something on Marcus Garvey. And if you just were tasted a bit of that, there's more to come. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Nkechi Taifa. She has been a principal player and catalyst in the reparations movement for over 40 years, a founding member of the National Coalition of Black for Reparations in America, established in 1987. Taifa served as the first legislative commission chair for years and helped provide a guidance and counsel for Congressman John Conyers in the initial drafting of Federal Bill H.R. 40. Attorney Taifa is one of the most knowledgeable and longest-serving experts in the U.S. consistently engaged in the issue of reparations for Black people. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nkechi Taifa.
Thank you very much, Reverend Arnold. Okay. All right now. How we gonna make reparations rise, agitate, educate, organize? How are we gonna make reparations rise, agitate, educate, organize? Thank you so very much, Reverend Mark Hughes, for inviting me to speak on this very critical issue of reparations in commemoration of the August 24th first African Landing Day in Vermont. Thank you, Vermont Racial Justice Alliance and all of the organizations here. Woo! Yes. So I always feel it pertinent to begin any discussion on reparations addressing the history of the movement. Why? Because during the 1970s, I sat at the feet of and personally learned from many who we now herald as reparations legends, many whose names you probably have never even heard from. Queen Mother Audley Moore, Brother President Imari Abubakari Obadeli, Attorney Chokwe Lumumba, Queen Mother Dorothy Lewis, Brother Hannibal Afrique, and more. And long, long before much of this became commonplace, they taught me stories of Marcus Garvey and Callie House and Isaiah Dickinson and Tunis Campbell, Pap Singleton, Henry McCabe, about General Sherman's 40 acres and a mule and its inspiration from black Southern preachers. I ain't never been to a place where I've seen more reverends and preachers and ministers than here in Vermont. So shout out to all of y'all. But what I learned did not come out of books. Because by and large, this information was whitewashed from popular history, just as today the white supremacist trend is to whitewash everything dealing with our history and heritage from memory. In those early days, during the dawning of the modern era reparations movement, Mary Frances Berry had yet to pen "My Face is Black is True" about Belinda Sutton Royale, whose 1783 Massachusetts case was one of the first formal petitions for reparations that was pursued and won by an enslaved person in the U.S. And Ray Winbush had not yet written Belinda's petition. Cornell Brooks had not yet sought a pardon for Callie House, who co-spearheaded the first national reparations movement in 1896, the National Ex-Slave Mutual Relief Bounty and Pension Association, whose mission was to organize mutual aid for its members and pass federal pension legislation that would compensate formerly enslaved people, and who was thrown into prison, y'all, for a year and a day for her grassroots organizing effort. Caleb McDowell had not begun researching the case of Henrietta Wood, who in 1870 sued for reparations and won a $2,500 verdict, the largest known monetary award to date by a United States court as restitution for enslavement. When I sat at my now ancestors' feet soaking up all this information, there was no widespread information, definitely not in film, about the massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where in 1921 over 300 men, women, and children were murdered by white terrorists, and the whole of Black Wall Street was burned down. There was scant research in the public domain on Ida B. Wells Barnett, the role of the Catholic Church in saving Georgetown University from bankruptcy through the sale of 272 human beings had not yet been exposed. H.R. 40 had not yet been introduced. Yes, I was part of the birth of the modern era, what we call now the modern era of the reparations movement. This was during a time when Japanese American community was gaining inspiration from the civil rights and the Black Power movements. Their award, $20,000 for each Japanese American detention camp survivor, a trust fund to be used to educate Americans about their suffering during World War II, a formal apology from the United States government, and a pardon for all those who resisted detention camp internment. In those early days, there were no reparations documentaries, no Erica Alexander Big Payback, no PBS Cost of Heritage, no NPR's 40 Acres and a Mule. We only had comedian Dave Chappelle making fun of the concept of reparations. And back then, y'all, the only people giving Queen Mother Audley Moore love and legitimacy during those early days were us radicals. It is no secret that I come out of what I call the independentista frame of reference: land, independence, nationhood, reparations, freedom for political prisoners, internationalization. Y'all can read my memoir, Black Power, Black Lawyer, my audacious quest for justice, about that. But what you may not know is that in addition to being an author, in addition to being an attorney, in addition to being a criminal legal system transformer, I'm also a historian, an educator, a storyteller, and very, very much concerned about narrative. There are so many narratives, so many stories out there concerning our struggles, whether in the realm of criminal legal system reform, whether in the realm of educating our youth, whether in the realm of reparations, and how we interpret those narratives relate directly to our success or failure in reclaiming our history. For example, if I were to buy the narrative that the local state police forces always protect me, I would not seek to protect myself and my family. If I buy the narrative that the educational system in the U.S. is sufficient for my children, I will not act to change it. If I buy the narrative that history began with the European, then my institutions will reflect my sense of that fantasy. And if I buy the narrative that everything with the issue of reparations will be smooth sailing, I will not be prepared for the setbacks. There is no advancement without adversity, no strength without struggle, no destiny without difficulty. And part of that narrative is that we must not be afraid to go against the status quo. Y'all remember the law that they passed back then in 1857, the Fugitive Slave Law? What did it say? It mandated that no enslaved person, even if he or she had reached a free state, Vermont, was safe. None of us was safe. It was the duty, the legal obligation of every single white man, woman, or child to track you down and deliver you up to the government. Did that law stop Harriet Tubman? She had a narrative of freedom, and she refused to accept that limitation. She had to literally go outside of the jurisdiction of the United States to seek justice. To Pennsylvania and New York, she brought the enslaved. To these states were safe no more. Then all the way to Canada she trudged, where her people would be enslaved no more. She could not read, nor could she write, but thousands of times she outwitted the whites. That's just part of the verse from my banned Black History book for young people, written during the 1970s, that incidentally in the year 2020, I found on the banned book list of the Central York, Pennsylvania School District. But what about Rosa Parks? Rosa Parks was not the first one to give up her seat, but her action happened at the right time and at the right place, and it sparked a nationwide narrative for systemic change. Another excerpt. Sister Rosa Parks, strong and bold, standing by the bus stop, courageous and cold. Along came the bus with its Jim Crow laws. Seemed like a prison with invisible bars. Well, Miss Parks got on the bus and started towards the back, where the Alabama law said was a place for blacks. Looking in the back, she didn't see no seats, so she sat down near the front. She had destiny to meet. That was just an excerpt. But speaking of Rosa Parks, I'll never forget a most heartwarming question almost 30 years ago from my then 3-year-old daughter, Mariama. And sisters, you can equate with this. She said, "Mommy, did you get Rosa Parks out of jail?" Lordy, Lord, mercy. Can you believe that gem of a question? Trust me, ladies, that was indeed a mommy moment. I said, "No, baby." I was just 1 year old when Rosa Parks went to jail. But my sisters and brothers, there was a movement, a new narrative that not only got her out of jail, but also put in place a set of circumstances that changed the landscape of America. And that movement was civil rights and Black power. And it was the narrative of that movement that shaped and molded me into the reparationist that I am today. It was the era of Black power. I'll never forget the poster that was tacked to the bulletin board of my 1968 8th grade Black Studies classroom of a Black man with a black beret on his head, with a rifle in one hand and a spear in the other hand, sitting in a Grand Slam wicker chair. And all the teenage girls in my class were buzzing about how fine this brother was. But I kept wondering, well, why is he in jail? And even more important, why was it that the head of the Black Panther Party was being represented by a white lawyer? Granny was a progressive lawyer, a radical lawyer, a movement lawyer. But I was wondering, where are the Black lawyers, y'all? Where are the Black lawyers to represent the Black people? And I remember that around age 15 or 16, while in high school, every week, adorned in my signature style, tight bell-bottom blue jeans, platform stacked heels, dangling imitation gold earrings, huge towering African gele wrapped around my head. This was long before Erykah Badu, y'all. Racing to catch the bus down Georgia Avenue, past Howard University, to the Black Panther office. Nah, I wasn't a Panther. I was just a curious, young, naive girl who relished sitting on the lap of that fine brother who was supposed to be pulling security in the front office. But every Saturday, I excitedly met the brothers and sisters downtown to help sell the organization's newspaper. And sometimes I just sat on the curb and just kind of flipped through the paper. You see, over 50 years ago, I did know about the Panthers because they made the front page news. But I did not know about the 1857 Dred Scott case, wherein a U.S. Supreme Court justice stated that a Black person in America had what? No rights, none, that a white person was bound to respect. 50 years ago, I didn't know about the 1822 trial of freedom fighter Denmark Vesey, who masterminded one of the most elaborate slave insurrections in history. I didn't know about the case of libelance and claimants of the schooner Amistad, where in 1841 international law was applied in a domestic court in the United States and served as a springboard to release kidnapped Africans. I knew nothing of the trumped-up court trial of the Honorable Marcus Garvey or the inflammatory case of the Scottsboro boys. Sitting on the curb those days, flipping through the pages of the Black Panther paper, I didn't know about the massacres of Black people and the destruction of Black settlements in Rosewood, Florida, or Tulsa, Oklahoma, Elaine, Arkansas, or Wilmington, North Carolina. I was ignorant of the brutal gynecological experiments on enslaved women devoid of anesthesia that led to modern medicine. I had no clue of the enormous profits made by corporations, insurance companies, the banking and investment industries, academic and religious institutions from slavery, or that this uncompensated labor helped to prop up not only those entities, but also the federal government as well as states and municipalities. But on a psychic level, I could feel within my bones and see within my communities the trauma from the enslavement era down through the years, the ever-present cultural assault to our pride and our dignity and our self-esteem. It's continuing destruction of Black families, the continuing negative impact on jobs and income, the inequalities in education, the disparities in health, the unfairness in the system of justice. Reparations. Reparations. Yes, the subject is hot. It's scalding, scary to some, and at one time unthinkable by mainstream America as viable public policy. Yet it poses only a question: does the United States government, as well as other culpable entities, owe reparations to the descendants of Africans once held as slaves? Just a question, Congressman John Conyers would muse. He said, we ask questions about everything. What's in space? What's underneath the water? Interesting questions, he would say to me. But this one, he said, this one has been studiously avoided. Why? Why? The answer may be because few questions challenge society to consider 400 years of history all at once, to tunnel within our souls and discover what we truly believe about race, equity, and the value to be placed on human sufferings. Think about what, if anything, is owed to the descendants of those who were kidnapped, sold, raped, castrated, stripped of humanity, language, and culture. Indeed, why shouldn't the great-great-grandchildren of those who, after emancipation, were denied land, leased by prisons as convict laborers, subjected to Jim Crow segregation laws, stripped of the right to vote, forcibly sterilized, relegated to substandard housing, worsened by the denial of credit known as redlining, blocked from military benefits under the GI Bill, economically dispossessed, forced into the lowest paying jobs, bound to an inferior and false education, inundated with desperate health care, and empowered to a mass incarceration unmatched in the world. Why should black people not be compensated? But then, think about this. Why should white American taxpayers who never owned any enslaved people, never lynched anyone, never participated in redlining, why should they pay for the sins of forefathers and foremothers they never knew? Or what about those whites whose ancestors survived long after the chattel enslavement period? Has the United States already paid reparations to affirmative action? What type of price tag should we put on over 2 centuries of legalized humanity? What about Oprah? Should she get a check? Regardless of what one might think about all these queries, one fact is clear. Reparations is not a fairy tale, but it is a well-established principle of both domestic and international law, which the United States government is aware of and has participated in. The 16-year-old native Washingtonian, me sitting on the curb that day, had not learned in school that reparations were in fact paid in the nation's capital after enslavement, pursuant to the 1862 D.C. Compensated Emancipation Act, but the funds weren't paid to the newly freed black people. Oh no, the money went to their former white slaveholders. The 20-year-old college student, history major me, was never taught that Haiti, which heroically won its freedom in 1803, was forced to pay reparations to France up through 1947, long after both the original enslaved and enslavers were dead. Or that the British government paid reparations when it abolished slavery in 1833, again, not to the formerly enslaved, but to its former slave owners. And guess what, y'all? Those payments by Britain to the white descendants of slave-owning families continue all the way down through 2015, a couple of years ago. We must be straightforward about rights and wrongs. We must stop the false narrative that because slavery ended over a century ago, that nothing is due. There is no statute of limitations on addressing human rights violations, and debts are neither absolved nor diminished by the passage of time. In fact, as anyone with a credit card painfully knows, over time, debts grow larger with interest. We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. Each generation passes its debts as well as its assets on to the next generation. The heritage which whites enjoy in this country is what has been called white skin privilege, benefiting from a society, a state, an economic structure which is governed by white supremacy. And although we may debate the who, what, when, and how of remedy, there is no question that whites in this country, no matter when they arrive, no matter their guilt or innocence, enjoy the fruits of over 400 years of unjust enrichment. And please, let's not get stuck on cut the check. My reparations journey, let me tell you, what's the theme of this? In Ken, the I think with somebody in Kenyan about the twisting and turning. That's what my reparations journey has been. And it's helped me to develop a much broader view of remedy that I had as a teenager, as well as recognition that redress is not for the enslavement era alone. Reparations are also owed for what happened after enslavement and its continuing legacies down through today. Yeah, thus, as I have come to understand, more than black labor was stolen. Our names, our religions, our languages, our history, our very peoplehood has been gutted. The harms from the enslavement era and beyond were multifaceted. Thus, the remedies must be so as well. As such, a reparations settlement can be fashioned in as many ways as possible to equitably address the many injuries that have been sustained as a result of this crime against humanity. I've been in the reparations movement ever since I was a teenager, but I have never been more optimistic. The reparations narrative is no longer fringe, but it's now front and center. The conversation is growing. There are now more faith organizations, sororities and fraternities, professional and social justice organizations, civil and human rights groups than ever advancing reparations. Congressional legislation, though now at a stalemate, has escalated more in the past few years than it had in 3 decades. The state of California completed its historic hearings and submitted over 100 reparation proposals to the legislature. The state of New York has just begun its statewide reparations process. The state of Illinois is following suit, and New Jersey may not be far behind. Local jurisdictions, yes, Vermont included, are enthusiastically establishing commissions with over 100 having established or in various stages of activity. The U.S. Conference of Mayors, the Players Coalition of professional athletes, coaches, and owners across leagues, Amalgamated Bank, Lush Cosmetics, and many more have picked up the banner. Past damages are being exposed. White allied groups are committed to truth-telling. Even Ben & Jerry's ice cream from right here in Burlington, Vermont, has issued the call to other corporations to be vocal. Today, we are living in the audacity of the present. The present, where caskets across the country are being opened, uncovering more and more evidences of historic racial atrocities, lynchings and massacres, and land theft. The present, where state and local governments, corporations, industries, religious institutions, educational institutions, and others are beginning to uncover and dust off the caskets in their own backyards. The present, where there are now more faith organizations than ever. We see it right here on this field, advancing the issue of redress, repair, and amends. Woo! But to move us, as I'm coming down to close, from the present to the future, the narrative must be that reparations is arguably the only policy that comprehensively addresses the very crux of institutional and structural racism and inequity, the harms from government and related policies of the past, enslavement, the continuation of slavery pursuant to the 2nd section of the 13th Amendment. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude should exist except as what? As punishment for a crime. The lack of self-determination, convict leasing, black codes, the whole shebang. So, as I bring this presentation to a close, I just want to say that my latest book, Reparations on Fire, How and Why It's Spreading Across America, and there are copies over there for a donation, describes what I call history in the making. We are making history right now. Thank you for these videos. This is history in the making right now. African people all over the world are on fire, waking up to the reality of a real practical move toward reparatory justice. The collective we are beginning to understand that we are one people who went through the same particular experience, a special trauma committed by another group of people in their instrumentalities. The descendants of that group are empowered today because of that experience. As such, a long overdue reckoning on race is being called for throughout the world. In the words of Malcolm X, in this day, at this time, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary. The quest for reparations is equal parts edgy, it's exciting, transformational, confrontational, messy, and confusing. But Reparations on Fire proves that we are now beyond rhetoric and well into action mode. Fire illuminates, it purifies, it brings warmth, but it can also cause pain, damage, and destruction. It can symbolize the eternal flame of hope or signify ruin and demise. The spirit of reparations is sweeping the country like fire. And I submit that whether it heals or consumes depends on how America responds to its long overdue debt and possibly portend the future of democracy, both domestic and global. How are we gonna make reparations rise? Agitate, educate, organize. How are we gonna make reparations rise? Agitate, educate, organize. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was empowering. Once again, give it up for all of the participants in this 6th annual First African Landing Day commemoration. We're gonna speed things up a little bit. We're getting to the latter part of our event. Thank you for everyone being here. Want to shout out all the participating booths that are here, from of course the NAACP to Pathways Vermont to the Secretary of I'm trying to remember all the names. But everyone that was here, including Parks and Rec, including, of course, the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance, including First New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church, including the vendors that are here, poets and artists, everyone that's been able to be here present, including yourselves. Big shout out to you. We're going to jump into our second part of the raffle. Big shout out to all the participating booths that were part of the raffle. Big shout out to the vendors for earrings. There's a pair of earrings by Darlene Mitchell. Big shout out to Darlene Mitchell. Hey, Darlene. Hey, big shout out to Dem Earrings. Yeah, if you want a pair of Dem Earrings, I hope I get to pick your raffle. We're going to do a big blitz of the raffle right now, and I'm going to call several. And then, of course, shout out to New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church for the back-to-school supplies. All right, so we have a bag, back-to-school supplies. So if I call your name and it's your number, please listen out. I'm going to say it very loud, and when you hear your number, please head over to the table and to pick your item of choice, one item of choice. All right, ticket number 2816-925. 925 going once, 925 going twice. Check your tickets now, 925. All right, next one. Ticket number 2816-878. 878. Make sure you grab yourself a winning prize at the raffle table up here. And once again, I know New Mission and Alpha Baptist Church has. Do you guys also have a raffle? If New Missionary Alpha Baptist Church also have a raffle, shout out to those who are participating in that. I'll continue with the raffle here. 2816-940. 940. 2816-940. Keeping it going. I see the manifestation there. Okay. All right, keep it going. 2816-996. 996 going once. 996 going twice. All right. 2816-901. 901. If you have that winning number, is it? Did I get close? Almost. All right. 2816-912. Over to the table right here, the raffles table. Shout out to Cheryl. 2816-912. All right, awesome. Please make sure you head over to the table. We still have a couple more things, so I'm going to continue. 2817-011. 011. Going once, going twice, 011. All right. 2817-025. 025. All right. Still got a couple more items, so I'm gonna say 2816889. 889. Going once. 889. Going twice. All right, next number. 2816950. 950 going once. 950 going twice. Okay. 2816988. 988 going once. 988 going twice. All right. 2817024. How you do that? Please make sure you pick up your raffle prize to the left. All right, got a couple more. I'm going to do 5 more. 2816886. 886. 886 going once. 886 going twice. 2816972. 972 going once. All right. 2817007. 007 going once. 007 going twice. Okay. 2816984. 984 going once. 984 going twice. 2817013. That's 013. All right, I'm doing 3 more, and we're going to continue. You got new offers? Wow. Okay. 2816891. 891. All right. 2816948. 948. Okay, last one in. 2816932. 932. All right. Thank you guys for participating in the raffle from the first African Landing Day. This is one part of the raffle. There's another raffle from New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church. We're going to get right into that, and then we're going to continue on. We have 2. Once again, thank you for all the participating vendors. We have 2. We have 2 more specific items. There's a black men to black men conversation, all right, and a black woman to black woman conversation. We're going to do that really quickly, all right, about 15-ish minutes each, right? So please, if you would like to be a part of that conversation, black men to black men, we're looking for at least 3 individuals for each category, black men to black men, black women to black women. And if you'd like to be a part of that, make sure that you're on or close as possible so that when we call it up, we can get right to it. And then we're going to do New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church raffle really quickly. And if you win the raffle, please make your way over to, is your tent still up? To the tent for the setup for New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church, right there, that's on my left. And we'll get right into that.
Hello, beautiful people. So I'm here to do the drawing for the raffle. If you have red tickets, if you bought tickets, red tickets. This is the raffle for the red tickets for the baskets that we're giving away at New Alpha Missionary Baptist Church. All right, we got first lucky winner. There are 2 baskets. The first lucky winner, the ticket is 1565, and the person's name is Paul Garrett. Is there a Paul Garrett here? Paul Garrett. All right, let's look for the second winner for the second basket. All right. The second ticket is 1652. 1652. The name is Kathy. Kathy? Okay, so the two winners are Paul Garrett and Kathy. Thank you. Are you Kathy? Okay. All right.
Congratulations to all the winners. With all those tickets called, I'm surprised everyone didn't get something. Congratulations. Now let's enter into our next phase, and this is black men talking to black men about issues of interest and concerns that affect them all, that we all should know about. And so this is going to be somewhat improvisational because I don't know who these black men are. But if you feel so inclined, we're hoping that you will come and take a chair. We want to get at least 3 black men, and then we're going to ask for 3 black women to enter into that same kind of conversation. Black men talking to black men about issues of concern for them. And I imagine there's going to be someone facilitating this conversation. And I'm not sure, I don't think it's me. Yeah. You got it? Okay, great. Black men talking to black men about issues that affect our lives. Are you gonna? And why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean Pratt. I'm from the Southern Vermont region of the state. Also serve on the Criminal Justice Council.
What's up, y'all? My name is Will Casso-Condre. I'm a visual artist, co-founder of Juniper Creative Arts.
Good afternoon. Happy sunny Saturday. I am thrilled to be here. I'm Reverend Corellis Bryant, and I am the senior pastor of the United Church of Lincoln in Lincoln, Vermont, which is in Addison County. Anybody know Lincoln? Small, mystical village up there. Yes, come say hey to us, and thrilled to be here.
You want me to? Love me some black people, and I love some black men. So somebody should just shout for these guys right here. Somebody just shout it out. It's hard for a brother out here. It's hard for a brother out here, I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, I'm really, really glad that y'all joined us today. And you know, every year we do this theme. We come back to a theme. Last year it was Out of the Fire. And I'm not going to get into that because we'll be talking about that theme for the next 15 minutes. But this year is a pretty interesting one because what we started to talk about is this Adinkra sign that a lot of folks are having challenges saying, and it's called Inchinchim. Inchinchim, and it suggests that life's journey is twisted. And I just wanted to rap at y'all for a minute, holler at y'all and just see what's going on with you. And just kick it for a few minutes and just talk about, how life is, because I know me personally, every now and then it just seemed like things just don't work out the way a brother thought they was gonna work out, if you know what I'm saying. I wish I had one witness, right? They just don't work out. And I know I'm reminded, even like on my journey here, I'm gonna stay light on you, I'm gonna stay out of the bushes. But just my journey here to Vermont, I thought I was gonna be a couple years, and that was 15 years ago, But lots of things, and also as activists, as abolitionists, as fathers, as husbands, as brothers, as nephews, there are challenges that we're facing, and I just wanted to just give you, make some space for y'all and honor you, and just let you tell some of your story, and also talk about, how it is you found your way through some of these challenges as life has thrown them at you. Yeah, Sean, I'll start with Sean. You know, I mean, maybe you got a story. Maybe there's something that comes to your heart when you think about just unexpected challenges and how you navigate them.
Yeah, before I start talking about things, I think the one thing we all have to acknowledge is the fact that a lot of us have strong women on the side of us, right? Like strong black women that are supporting us. And, you know.
Oh, strong. Hold up. One more time. Strong women! Thank you. I'm sorry. No, I ain't either.
No, I'm celebrating with you. So I think before we can, as black men, do anything, I think we need our women behind us. And for the most part, a lot of our women have been behind us. A lot of our women have been there to encourage us, even when we're down. So I think that's the one thing that I wanted to get out there first. And as far as the other issues, like I said, your family pushes you through those hard times that you're going through. So I think that's most important. I think that's the one thing that we need, that I would like to acknowledge. But as far as all the other things, yeah, for me, I mean, I wouldn't say that things are going great all the time. There's always a battle, there's always a fight to really try to get the things that you need. But again, the family unit, and not only the family unit, everybody here that have been very supportive. All the people that I was able to talk to and be able to run into, they also help us, and they also help empower us as men. So I think that's, for me, that's the most important thing. So
I sure appreciate you, Sean. Will, what are you thinking? I mean, I know we were talking earlier in the week, and I know you can go deep and you can go long. And bruh, just talk to us. What you feeling? And, you know, when life is taking you in different directions that you wasn't expecting, and how you navigating, and what kind of advice can you give us?
I mean, again, just to reiterate, you know, Sean, right? What Sean was saying, you know, having a strong family foundation, you know, life is always going to like throw something at you. And if you pay attention well enough, there is always a silver lining even in the dark times. So you just have to make sure that you're doing as much educating for whatever it is you're going through as possible. For example, for me, I recently got diagnosed with stage 2 sarcoidosis. And that's an autoimmune issue that affects the lungs. It's still a very rare condition as far as globally. Only 200,000 people suffer from this. And most of them are Black Americans, men and women, you know? So this condition has surprised me. I was someone who never had any serious health issues. I prided myself on how well I took care of myself, or the perception on how well I took care of myself. So one of the issues for me is how we as Black people, how we have to really watch our health, because the food this country produces, 95% of the food that's produced in this country has carcinogens. It starts with seed oils, the starches, the white flour, all these things that are not native to our genome. You know, when you really start to go through some things, right? Because what's the old saying? Health is wealth, right? Like, it's the God's honest truth. So when you go through these things, you start educating yourself, and you make it out of it, you start to realize, like, wait a minute, I have an opportunity here, not only to fix my own health, but also to educate people of what I'm learning. I'm no expert. This is still very recent for me. But at the same token, it's like we start to see how it's affecting other people. 1 in 5 people in this country have an autoimmune condition, but it's fatal for us 9 times out of 10. So for me, the health of Black people, more so than anything, is paramount. As a visual artist, I depend on my health to work. I'm a working artist. I paint murals. I'm always out and about. People have seen Juniper Creative Art throughout Burlington, throughout the state. We've been very active in promoting the African diaspora through visual art in a state that, maybe we occupy 1 to 2% of. But 100% of our murals are dedicated to the Black experience. And we went through a lot in the past several years putting those narratives up. I could tell y'all a lot of stories about how we've almost been run out of towns because we come into these towns talking about Black history. You know, in these predominantly white neighborhoods, how these one out of hundreds of black kids in these schools feel seen when they come into contact with us. You know, we can tell y'all so many stories of how much trauma we've been through in painting these murals, but we're resilient people, and we always take the higher road. But when not just my health, but also my wife's health started to become compromised, we started like, you know what, we got to take a step back, because at the same time, we have to preserve ourselves. We can't do this work if we're not around. And when we start researching the food, because for me, it started with food allergies. The seed oils they put in these foods, they're carcinogens. The way they process these foods, they're not doing it in natural ways. They're tricking y'all with the language. It's all technology. So we have to really get back to our ancestral practices. For me, I was pushed into that. You know, I was pushing that, but my wife was an herbalist. She was diagnosing some of my symptoms before my primary care doctor even could figure out what was wrong. You know, so health and the health and wellness of our people for me right now is paramount, and we do that through creative practices. So this is, for me, for the rest of my life, this is a condition I have to live with. It's manageable. I'm determined to beat it. This is the first time I've ever talked about it publicly. Before this, only a few people knew, right? But at the same time, I feel like I had a responsibility, because literally a month ago, they were telling me to prepare for end of life because they thought I had Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, right? So I'm not out the woods yet, but at the same time, I'm determined to beat it. I'm feeling 100% better. My numbers are already coming back positive, and I'm not going to be defeated by it, because I figure if I got 60 years, I figure if I got 60 years or 60 days left, I want to use my time and not waste my time.
Yes.
So our health is paramount, y'all. They're killing us with this food. They're killing us with this food. Like, read those labels, do your research. Google is accessible to every single one of us. You know, stay away from them seed oils. Not linseed, I'm sorry, I'm a painter. I use linseed oil. Linseed oil is fine as long as you don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Don't do this at home, kids.
Stay away from the sunflower oils. Stay away from the soybean oils. Stay away from the, what's the other oil I'm missing? The grapeseed oils. You know, the canola oils, the vegetable oils. Go to coconut oils, avocado oils, ghee. Like, there's so many other alternatives, and they taste way better that you can use to make yourself healthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that difficult. It just takes a little more prep. But once you start to feel better, you realize that these medical institutions are only interested in turning you into lab rats, then you start to think differently. If you don't have this book, get this book called Medical Apartheid by Harriet A. Washington. It will change your life. They've been doing this shit for hundreds of years. Excuse my language. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, using us as lab rats. Don't let them trick you with their language and their labels. Do your own research.
Do your own research. Somebody say in Chin Chin. In Chin Chin. This is a twisted road. This is a twisted road, Corellis. It's a twisted road.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. This brother came to Vermont and slid up in here. He's a preacher up in Lincoln, and nobody knew he was here. We was having lunch. Somebody, yes, right. Yeah, clap for him. Clap for him. Clap for him. Clap for Corellis.
Yes.
Clap for Corellis.
You said sliding into Lincoln. I slid into Vermont's DMs. And here I am.
And listen. So as we're talking about this, and we want to get on to the ladies, but as we're talking about this, what is your in-team team? You know, what was your unexpected? And also, you know, even as we talk about yours, you know, we can also kind of meld that into ours, because, you know, how many people believe in Ubuntu? How many people believe that you are me and I am you? How many people believe that my challenge is your challenge? Your challenge is my challenge, right? So as we're telling these stories, you gotta kind of wrap your head around it. We don't want to get too individual about these stories, because what we're really talking about is a collective struggle. Somebody said collective struggle.
Collective struggle.
That's why we are here today, a collective struggle, okay? Corellis, what are you working with?
Yeah, Mark, honored to be here. Thanks for having me. When I think about this twisted path of life and what's useful to navigate your way through it, I think about identity. It's that moment in Black Panther, right, where T'Challa's not doing well. And Angela Bassett, beautiful, regal Angela Bassett from the sidelines, shouts into the battle, show them who you are.
Oh!
Show them who you are. So it wasn't tactical military advice that she was giving. It wasn't remember the battle plans that worked before. That's not what she reminded him of. She reminded him of his identity.
Yes.
Who he was.
Who are you?
And I think on this twisted path of life, if we can reconnect to two aspects of our identity, one as resilient folk. We were formed and fashioned in the cauldron of hardship and perseverance and trial and no way out. The second is nobility. We are a noble people.
Yes.
So resilient, it's Maya Angelou who says, out of the huts of history, shame I rise. I am in the dream of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. But notice that's not the title of the poem. The poem is not entitled, I Rise. The poem is entitled, anybody out there? Still, I rise. Still. How many know the difference that still makes?
Yes.
We are people who know about still I rise. There's inequities in housing, but still, education's not right, but still, the criminal legal system's acting up, but still, political disenfranchisement, but still, gerrymandering and drugs that just showed up in black and, but still, 200 years of brutal, but Jim Crow and Jane Crow, but environmental racism, but still. She titled the poem, Still I Rise. We are a resilient people.
Yes, we are. That's why we're here.
And lastly, we are a noble people.
Yes.
Cornel West said, in reality, I know he's been a little crazy recently, but early Cornell.
Leave Cornel alone.
Early Cornell was brilliant, clear, persuasive, inspirational. Now he's Uncle Cornell. That's like someone take the microphone away.
Get that mic.
But early Cornell said it is a marvel that there isn't a race riot in America every single day. It is a marvel given the extent of the brutality, the duration of the brutality, 200 years, the inhumane treatment of creatures of God, children of God, as animals or worse than animals. There should be a race riot every single day.
Somebody ought to be mad. Yeah.
But we are a noble people. And so instead of racial turmoil flashpoints burning down cities every day since 1865, we've been dishing out love, and we've been contributing our blues and our jazz and our food and our music and our dance and our rhythm and our fashion and our brains and our discoveries, our entrepreneurship, our therapy. We've been producing Oprahs and Obamas and Michelles and Kamalas, and we are a noble people. We rise above even the gutter that kept us down for so long. So if the path is twisted, remember that you are resilient and noble.
Thank you so much. Give it up for these three men. We got to make some room for these women, but give it up for these three men who come and talked to us, told us a little bit about Nchinchi. Arnold, thank you so much for the opportunity. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Please give it up for these men again, one more time. We're going to make some room for the ladies, and we'll get out the way.
It's now time to give the stage to the women, who are not only the backbone, but every bone in what makes up the life and breath of people of color in this state, of black people in this state. Let's have black women talking to other black women. And we're gonna have you introduce yourself, and we wanna if anyone wishes to join, yeah, we're inviting all those who wish to come up and enter into this conversation. Sister Shakifa? Sankofa? Okay. Who wants to facilitate this? Oh, good. Okay, Saudi, are you going to say?
Yes, I will. You want this one or you can pass it? Okay. And then also, is this on? No. Here? No, no. Yeah? Good? Okay. Can I have y'all curve a little bit? Because life is not linear. And I don't like things, we don't like straight lines. We like to curve. That is our divine feminine. That is everything we have. That is everything we do. We lean with the curve. Pardon me as I try to get the sun off of me here. Whew, there we go. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm going to pass the mic and have y'all introduce yourselves, if that's okay. My name is Saudia Lamont, and Reverend Hughes asked me to facilitate our conversation of Black women talking to Black women. And we're going to stay the course with the theme of the day. And I will pass the mic so you all can introduce yourselves, and then we'll jump in, yeah? Wonderful.
Hi, albeit a last minute participant. My name is Amber Anderson, pronouns she, her. I'm a STEM and health professions career coach at UVM, a little bit of Black excellence with a bachelor's in biology and secondary education and a master's in healthcare administration.
Hey y'all, it's me again, Sister Sankofa. I am a reparations activist, equity strategist, and community advocate for marginalized people. I use she, her pronouns. I live in Montpelier, and I'm also the assistant director for community resilience organizations, and am on several different community organizations such as Empower Transformation, an economy of our own, and also do the Growing Resilience course to help people unravel racialized trauma through the use of the book My Grandmother's Hands. And I do that twice a year for Black and brown folks.
Right, thank you very much. My name is Nikichi Taifa. I'm a native Washingtonian. I'm an attorney, an author, an activist, an academician. I am the executive director of the Reparation Education Project. I'm a founding member of PNCOBA, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America, and I've been involved in the issue of reparations since I was a teenager. But on a professional level, also, I'm a criminal legal system transformer, I guess you could say. So, and I'm thrilled to be on this panel with my sisters. Thank you so much. So, in keeping the theme and staying the course, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, and I'm just going to frame our conversation a little bit before we jump in. And we've heard a lot about reparations. We've heard a lot about justice, all of the injustice, our continuing, ongoing challenges and goals to overcome those things with still having to rise. And I just wanted to frame for us as women, as Black women, what does that mean and in staying the course? For myself, I've been in Vermont for almost 30 years now, and with minimal friends and no family. So I've been here, right? And so staying the course for me has meant showing up consistently, doing the things that people said we cannot do, and encouraging others to do the same. For me, staying the course means ensuring that our legacies do not die with us, right? We talk about reparations, which means to amend harm. However, I think what we forget to mention sometimes
is that people have to first acknowledge the harm that was caused. And until people are willing to say and admit the harm that was caused, I think that will be, personally, in my personal opinion, I think that will be part of what holds us back. That is part of what holds us back. So I'd like to transfer to you, sisters, and tell me, please, in your opinion, what does staying the course mean to you? How does showing up and being a Black woman and embracing all that that means on our journey towards collective liberation?
I'm gonna try to keep this succinct because I tend to be a bit verbose. But first of all, staying the course for me means reminding myself and reminding the people that I work with, the people that I work for, of our history. Because Black women, little do people know, historically, we were at the very bottom of said totem pole. Okay, even amongst our own Black men. Think about Shirley Chisholm trying to run for president and the NAACP, which was primarily men, not supporting her, namely because she was a woman. So with that, I think in the work that I do, I like working with youth. I like working with young adults. DEI, JEDI, if you don't know what that means, diversity, equity, and inclusion. You add the J, there's justice. You add the B, there's belonging. I think ensuring that the history and the work is not just being done by the professionals in the room who have the knowledge, but by the individuals who need to learn it to carry it forward. Because to your point, the legacy can't die with us. Right? And quite frankly, none of us know if we're going to be alive the next 5, 20, 30 minutes, years from now, right? So it's important that in our walk, we are intentional about that. We show up, we do the work, and we do it in a way that has everyone's collective mind, body, soul, spirit, and heart involved. Because without that intentionality, it's a moot point.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Amber. So staying the course for me as an activist has really meant a healing journey for myself personally. And what reparations means to me, it starts with you. Make amends to yourself for the harm that you've done to yourself. And one of the things that I did not grow up with in the African American community was talking about mental health challenges. And we still really don't talk about mental health challenges, but I think it's important to note that with Ubuntu Freedom and all of these collective activities of Black and Brown Joy, it's important to seek out your community as part of your mental health wellness and healing. Doing the work, advocating and showing up for yourself, such as this brother out here, Will. Wonderful testimony. We need to advocate for ourselves, because I remember, my first winter here was really tough. Winters are tough on the Black and brown bodies. We are not used to this climate. So, getting outdoors, sun worshiping, moon worshiping, just being around others who have settled bodies and doing the work to unravel my own racialized trauma, my own religious trauma. We don't even talk about that really. But I could go on, but reparations and staying the course really means start with you, show up for you. And sometimes we take on so much as Black women. I want to tell you to start saying no. For me, this is my year of the no. I can't do this and do that and be here, there, everywhere. No. So make reparations to yourself, love yourself, say no.
Well, I said yes to come here. I should have said no, but I'm so glad I said yes. I am so glad I said yes. I just want to say I share all to everything that my sisters have said. And you know, you're right. We need some self-care. This wasn't what I was going to say. But we do need some self-care. We really do. And our brothers need to help us. Okay, with that self-care. Okay, because you know, we need it. So you know, hey, yeah. So what I was going to say, though, okay, we need some self-care. I mean, you know, boy, but I'm so glad I made the decision to come here. I'd never been to Vermont before, never. And when I was riding in the car with Reverend, oh, God, Shasharella, right? Oh, my God, we were talking about the Underground Railroad, and this up here in Vermont was one of the stops, and it just sends chills through me. So, my dear sister, staying the course just reminds me of Harriet Tubman. Okay, and Harriet Tubman, you know, what she said to her people was to keep going. And keep going is what staying the course is all about. She said if you see that if the dogs are running after you, you know, you keep going. If they're shouting after you, you know, keep going. Don't stop. If you're tired, if you're hungry, you know, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You can't stop, you know. So that's what staying the course means to me. I don't know if I could have done what Harriet did. When I say Harriet, I'm using that as a collective metaphor for all of our people, women and men, who led our people to freedom. I don't know if I could have done those things. I don't know, you know, but they did it. And they did it so that we here, our generation, could survive and thrive. But we need amends, and we need repair. We need restitution for what they never got. So to me, that's what staying the course is all about. And again, I'm glad I said yes.
But I need to learn how to say no more. Right. No, I think we're all in the same boat here. Right? It's like one more thing, but it's for us. So we show up, right? We do the things, and I think there's one more R that was not mentioned, and that is in alignment with the things that we just said, and that is rest. Right? Rest, because that is something that we lack, and it's in our DNA. I have to explain this to people, right? It's in our DNA to show up and to do things and to nurture and to care and to keep going and to build and provide and to lead. We do those things innately. We don't do it because we're told. We don't do it because we have to. We do it because it's who we are, right? And so in that, we also need to find time not only to say no, because we're us and we're not going to always say no. But what we can do is take moments of rest. I've been talking to someone and I said, you know, we deserve rest. I want to live a soft life. Why do we have to keep fighting for our existence and for justice and for our families and our children? We will never stop, but we should not have to, right? And I think about that a lot. The thing that I didn't mention when I introduced myself is I didn't introduce my roles, which there are many. And so, one, I'm the Global Engagement and Equity Director at the United Way of Lamoille County. Two, I'm also a founding facilitator for Empower Transformation. And lastly, I'm a Vermont state legislator. What? No, you can clap if you want, but but what that means is, like, that's the real work, right? And so as we talk about the things of staying the course and showing up and self-care and our legacies and integrity and all of the things that we do, I have to embody that every day. Every day I have to embody that, and not for myself, but for us as a collective, to meet our collective goal for collective liberation. And so I want to transition from staying the course to collective liberation. And what does that look like, and what does that mean and represent for you all? And I will start, if that's okay, and then we can switch it up or pass it back down. And P.S., I don't know if you noticed, I moved closer, because why was that random chair in between us? I don't know. I didn't like that. I just wanted to name, because it's important for people to understand what is happening. That proximity, that sisterhood, that collective, that connection, this is what matters. And so this is a visual representation of that, right? And so I wanted to just name that. And also, for me, back in Juneteenth, did the Juneteenth sale here. Thank goodness for Farine. And they asked us a question on what does liberation mean to you? And for me, because of our country's history and existence and all of the things that are intertwined and so nuanced and complex to overcome, I don't exactly foresee a liberation in my lifetime. I don't exactly foresee a liberation in my children's lifetime. However, what I do see is us creating a strong foundation that builds and begins and builds on the liberation that our ancestors have began and started. This is not a new concept. This is not a new idea. This is not a new activity. And so how do we build on that? And for me, liberation means ensuring my children can have access to the things that they need to survive and thrive and be free of any type of confinement, systemic or otherwise, especially economic. And so that's what liberation means for me, and how I'm transitioning that into a collective liberation is by partnering. Sister Sankofa and I've had some conversations because she does financial courses, and partnering with other folks to try to gain all of those things so that we can collectively work towards economic liberation. But what does collective liberation mean to you all? Because we're not a monolith. Everyone is different. So I would love to hear collective liberation.
Sure. I love this question because it got me to thinking about something that I identify with that most people don't realize exists or don't know that the term is there for a specific purpose. So a lot of us the claim to fame is feminism, right? I am a feminist. I believe in women's this and women's that. But what about womanism? Coined by Alice Walker, Madam Alice Walker in 1980, that intentionally included women of color, particularly black women, because Susan B. Anthony didn't care about us when she started that feminist movement. That woman could have cared less about black women. And so I identify myself as a womanist because, yes, all women, but black women, going back to being at the bottom of that totem pole, we need to be reminded of the collective power that we have to move mountains. If it wasn't for the black woman, I'm sorry, but the global minority would not thrive and survive. They would die from the sheer lack of interest in even bathing. I mean, and I make joke of it, but it's again, in my ADHD mind needs historical context in order to function. We all need that historical context to move in a way that lifts us up collectively. We can look past all of the barriers that our government, that our world has put us through, but then even that we put ourselves through. See, I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised in the hood, right? Colorism is huge. If you're a light-skinned black woman, you're praised, and oh my gosh, she's beautiful. If you're a dark-skinned black woman, it's like, oh child, where you from, Africa? Come on. Like, at what point will we look past the barriers, to your point, starting with self? When do we look past our own stereotypes about our own people to then uplift us collectively? Because nobody else is going to do that. So that's why if I walk around this park and I smile at a random black woman, don't you give me the grizzly. You better smile at me and say, hello, queen. Because what I'm also finding, which is unfortunate in this state, is that when you end up finding another black person in a space where they are the only, sometimes they want to remain the only. And let me acknowledge that elephant in the room. I've come across that. This is why I stay home. I'm a hermit at this point, besides stuff like this. But it's one of those things where looking past that and saying, you know what, I could care less because I still care about you. I care about you not just as an individual, but as a collective people. So I'll stop there before I go on more of a tangent.
Yeah, that's real talk. Collective liberation has meant for me things that I never thought that I would be doing here in the state of Vermont, like book clubs. I mean, that's like, to me, one of the whitest things you could do is a book club.
Winter sports.
Also, what else? Let's see. What do they call that? Snowshoeing. Snowshoeing. It's like the Eskimo shooting. Okay. Also, joining a community garden. That's we just got a community garden granted by the city of Montpelier for BIPOC folks. I'm so proud of that work. That it was amazing. So with the help of my somatic therapist, who's a white ally, encouraged me to get back to my roots, being one with the earth. So we started this garden, and I'm happy to say that we have this tremendous BIPOC space. It's a 1/4 acre, and we're proud of that. So the BIPOC garden manager left, but yeah, we're there every week, and it's beautiful, and it's a place for us, and we can also invite in white allies, because the state is, 99% white. So, that's our family, that's our friends, and we're happy to include them. Let's see, collective liberation is also Ubuntu freedom. Another thing, as a black woman, I never thought I would do, in my adult years anyway, is camping. And out here, you cannot glamp. I don't care how much you want to do glamping, it's not really possible. So I've done camping with Ubuntu Freedom at We Like Martin Farm. And that to me is just so enriching. I had such a religious experience where it just brought tears to my eyes to see people from around as far as Thailand come to camp with us. So collective liberation is all of the beautiful new things that I've learned since I've come to love and grow in Vermont.
Thank you for that. What is glamping?
Glamorous camping.
Ooh. I need to find out more stuff y'all do up here, because I do not like camping, but when you put glamorous as part of it, I don't know, I might want to hear more about that.
That's the draw.
So I just started reading again Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower. And I started reading it again because the first entry or letter or whatever that was in her diary was July 2024, which is now. So the future that she was talking about back then when she wrote that is the present that we are living in today, and it is scary. Okay? So when I think about collective liberation, I don't want to live in a world we're already living in that world, but we kind of shielded from it here or whatever, but where you have issues with the water and the climate and all of those things, and everyone at everyone's throat. I don't know how many folk have read Parable of the Sower, but I mean, it's about the future, but the future is now from when she wrote that. So to me, liberation, collective liberation means we need to do everything that we can in our power so that that future that she wrote about is not our present reality, and not just our present reality here in the United States, okay, but around the world as a whole, where there are people, many people, living in conditions that she raised, and a lot of it as a result of the foreign policy of this country. So just in essence, I just want to conclude by saying, just in essence, liberation means to me the right to self-determination, for us to determine for ourselves what we want our destiny to be, what we want our political future to be, our economic future, our educational future, all of that. All of that is within the realm, to me, of collective liberation. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for sticking with us. I got the cue that it's wrap up, but I don't like to leave, you know, with such heavy things, especially because we are Black women and we are asked to come, we get calls to action to show up and share all the time. And so I want us to leave on a positive note, and I want to talk about something we don't talk about enough, and that is joy. And so every space that we enter, every moment of our lives, something that is lacking in my life is joy. And so I always ask, I love to ask because I love to hear what brings people joy. How do you embrace joy? How do you see joy as for yourself and for Ubuntu, for our community? And so if you can share just whatever joy means to you, and we will wrap up on that high note because we are queens and we deserve it.
That's it. That's it. I love that because I am deserving. I need to tell myself that more often in order to then give other people that same sort of encouragement and affirmation. But joy for me, honestly, it's the ability to make people feel like they belong and like you care about them. And when it comes to, you know, people who aren't Black, my white allies, reminding them that, listen, this is a learning opportunity for us all. It's okay to get it wrong. Don't get mad, though. Don't get defensive. Ask the right questions so we can all be educated together. Education brings me joy. I realize I say it out loud, and I'm like, Lord, okay. I tried to move away from education, but I'm back in it. But I know that that's my purpose, because educating people is how you affirm to them that they are more than capable. And that's why I love working with first and second year, you know, college students, because they come in like, I don't know what I want to do. And I'm like, hold up. You don't have to know, but you have support. And let's traverse this path together. So togetherness, belonging, uplifting people, education, those things bring me immense joy. So what brings me joy intrinsically is the fact that I have really dug deep to find new ways of thinking and am constantly unlearning all of the things that I've learned. And I find that I've become a more settled, happy body. And when you commit to being around positive people, places, and things, and shedding your toxic family, which I had to do in order to get my joy, and I have proudly reclaimed that, and I've chosen my new family, which is so beautiful. I feel like I'm much more of a well-rounded person, and the last thing for me that really solidified my happiness was being able to be a full-time activist and to say F you to corporate America and to have my own hours. I sleep when I want to. I wake when I want to, and I work when I want to. And to me, time is the greatest freedom and joy for me.
very brief, very quick, and very succinct. Joy to me is 3 words, 5 syllables. Love and happiness. That's joy. Love and happiness.
That's it. That's all, folks. Thank you so very much. Thank you for engaging in this conversation. Thank you all for listening and bearing with us and being witnesses. Beautiful time. And Jing Jing.
Let's give it up for the black women of this state. Amen. Yeah. And I want to acknowledge a colleague of mine, a sister of mine from the Northeast Kingdom. I mean, as far northeast as you can get in Vermont. Well, maybe not. St. Johnsbury. Sha'an Moliere, will you stand up? She is really one of the activists in this state that we need to acknowledge. And let me also acknowledge all the black women who are here. Will you please stand up if you are able, so that we can congratulate you and thank you for the work that you've done and continue to do. And black men, please stand up also. I want to say we thank you. We thank you for your courage, for your patience, for your inspiration. We need you. And we're going to give a few minutes for Jay Kulu. They've traveled a ways to give us some music, and then we're going to close up with the founder of our feast, Reverend Mark Hughes, to say a few words. So Jay Kulu, if you're here, give us some drumming. We need the beat. We need the beat.
Yes. How you doing, guys? Woohoo! Yeah. We're gonna have fun. So we are Jekulu, dance and drum theater from Burlington, Vermont. Yes. Okay. Let's have fun. Right? kande so diala. Aluna kande so diala. Aluna kande, falling aluna kande so diala. Ila aluna kande so diala. Aluna kande, falling aluna kande so diala.
Somebody say in chin chin. Delete, say in chin chin. We gotta stay the course, y'all. We're gonna do this together, right? So we're gonna, as we're headed towards closing, we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet, but we're headed towards closing. But we just want to take a few minutes. As I was looking around, and you guys can continue to play. You can continue to play if you want to. So just I'm gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk. You guys can continue to play. Yeah. Yeah. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. And I was reminded that this drumming is West African drumming. And when you go into the Richard Kemp Center and you look around and you see the 1619 traveling exhibit, if you haven't, it will be there for the next 2 weeks. So when you go into the Richard Kemp Center and you see the 1619 traveling exhibit, it tells the story of West Africa. It tells the story of folks who are in Angola, West Africa, and who were marched 200 miles. They were marched 200 miles, and then they were imprisoned, and then they were enslaved, and they were boarded on vessels, and they were moved transatlantically. And it also tells of an interception of a ship that was on its way to Mexico. Get this, not only were they enslaved, but then they were stolen. It was a pirate ship called the White Lion that intercepted and stole a group of folks that were enslaved and brought them back. And they came to a place called Point Comfort. And the place called Point Comfort is now modern-day Hampton, Virginia. So the Hampton Museum was kind enough to allow us to use, once again, for the seventh time, the 1619 traveling exhibit that tells this story. And Nicole Hannah-Jones tells this story very well in the book 1619. And if you go to 400-year African American History Culture, that's AAHC.gov, you can see all of the stuff that the federal government is doing on this. So we got on the bandwagon, and yes, even Phil Scott signed a proclamation that the fourth Saturday, watch this, the fourth Saturday of every August is First African Landing Day in Vermont. That happened in 2019. You might ask why you didn't know. Well, I don't know. Why didn't they know in Galveston that there was free? Because you will know what people want you to know. This is your day. This is your moment. This is your time. This is what we can do together. This is what we can do together. There's a message in this somewhere. There's a message as my brothers are jamming with us with drumming from West Africa. There's a message when as we think about one of the most divided communities in the state, when indigenous African American people don't know how to talk to folks who are from the refugee resettlement and the migrant community. Yeah, I'm talking about us. When even indigenous African American folk can't even get together amongst themselves. When nobody's talking to the migrant justice community. And then let alone with all of that going on, with all of the racial inflammatory rhetoric that we're getting nationally, where a lot of times we can't figure out how to get along with white people either, and us them either. Somewhere in this work, there must be an opportunity for us to find a collective liberation in the work that we must do, no matter how long and no matter how much the road becomes twisted along the way. We need to be able to figure out, how do we come together to do the work? So this is the essence. This is First African Landing Day. This is the meaning, the power that we have together, the resilience that we have together, the contribution that we've made to this place. I'm telling you, we ain't no joke, and we're not one to be messed with, folks. There is power in this place. This is First African Landing Day. So as we think, as we stop, as we reflect, and I'll come back and get you out of here in a minute, but as we reflect, the thing is, we've got to come together. Look at your neighbor and say, we've got to come together. We've got to come together. Look at somebody you don't know and say, we've got to come together. Wave at somebody across the field and say, we've got to come together. We've got to come together. We've got to come together. We've got to come together.
right. Yeah. We are so happy to be here and to share this beautiful culture with you all. This is our culture. So, we're here as a fathers and sons in different countries from West Africa. Hassan Koli. Hassan Koli is from Senegal, West Africa. And then this is his son, Auguste. And then I have my son here, Fode Dafe. And myself, my name is Seny, S-E-N-Y. And my son and I, we're from West Africa, Guinea Conakry. So Senegal and Guinea. So Africa, we share cultures and we share a lot of things together. And this drum right here, it brings people together. And we're so happy to be here because this drum, it makes people happy. That's what we do here. In November, first weekend, we have a dance festival in City Hall. There's a lot of teachers gonna be here from different countries, Senegal, Mali, Ivory Coast, and Guinea. So it's gonna be a big festival in Burlington, dance and drum. There's kids class, singing class, drumming class, dance class. If you wanna come, bring your kids, come out. It's gonna be November first weekend, and we're gonna have fun. So, we have one more for you.
J. Kulu, everyone. J. Kulu. Yeah. Amen. Thank you so much. Amen. Thank you so much. Talk about an intergenerational feast. This was wonderful. I should let you know in closing that there is a shuttle for those who need rides back up to the Richard Kemp Center and transportation from there. Please help yourself. When will they be leaving? About now? Real soon? Real soon. So if you wish to gather and be transported back up, meet at the booth over there. By the way, we began on a spiritual note, so let's close on a spiritual note, because we all know, many of us have heard one of the overarching themes of both the Hebrew scriptures and the Christian scriptures is the message: prepare the way of the Lord. Well, we have heard the data, we have seen the data that within the next 40 years, America will become a predominantly people of color nation. In the next 40 years, and it's already begun. I mean, California is already predominantly people of color. Texas is already predominantly people of color. Hawaii is already predominantly people of color. And the movement is gradually moving from the south to the north. But you should also know that within the next 40 years, even though Vermont will have changed, it will still be one of the whitest states in the Union, along with Maine, along with West Virginia, along with Montana, and I think Iowa is in that category as well. Still, we need to prepare. We need to prepare. What does it mean when this nation ceases to be a white nation and becomes a nation in which a multiplicity of races, a multiplicity of cultures, a multiplicity of beliefs predominates? What does that mean? I think it will mean affordable housing. I think it will mean affordable health care. I think it will mean an ecological system where everyone benefits, collective bargaining where everyone benefits. We need to prepare the way of a new way that will defeat the present, the past, and allow us to enter a new realm, a new life together. So this is where our joint efforts, our joint envisioning, and our joint action becomes real. So we gather here with an incentive of bringing new life and invigorating a spirit that will allow us all to benefit as American citizens, as people of God in this state and in this world. So keep the vision alive, keep the hope alive. We thank you for coming, and God be with you in every step that you go. Thank you again for being here.